Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this 2006 Ford Focus. No, we're not. We are working on the Caterpillar today. Nothing exciting. I'm waiting on parts for that Focus. So what we're going to focus on instead is the Cat. I need to put that together too. All right. So when we last left off, and I didn't like go back and watch the entire video, the most recent one on this, because, you know, why would I? I just skimmed it over. So the last video, the carburetor was done, the magneto is done. I am proud to announce that they are still completed. I did not disassemble them for fun. So we got the diesel engine air cleaner, and we got starting engine air cleaner sitting right there. We have the pony motor breather and oil fill, and the pony motor starter right there. And then if we... Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. If we set that out of the way like so, and we set that box over here, that's all the AC stuff for my pickup, which I need to do here in a little bit. Oh, looky there. We got the intake pipe for the diesel engine. We have the governor for the starting engine, and everything else is still sitting out in my pickup, like the tube that runs from the starting engine air cleaner to the starting engine. Does it go to the breather, or does it go... Let me think. It has been a while since I've worked on this. It's been like over a year, I think, since I touched... Well, it's getting close to being a year, I suppose. So up in here, there's the magneto, and there's the carburetor. The carburetor was sitting up on the dash on my pickup for a while, and so I never forgot about this project, I promise you. But, oh, hey, I just remembered. I put other stuff in here for the starting engine. Get the fan out of the way. There we go. There's the rest of it. Oh, hey, that's all the stuff out of that versatile hydraulic distributor. That's where I put it. But that's all the bezels and stuff for, like, the oil gauge and the water gauge. Where did I put the water gauge? Yeah, I don't remember where I stuck that damn water temperature gauge. It's around, I'm sure. I probably stuck it somewhere. There we go. Probably stuck it somewhere. But anyway, I'm getting back to this because this stuff needs to be moved, because if this pipe wasn't sitting here, I'd have more room on the bench to stack stuff, admittedly. And if that stuff wasn't sitting there, then I could move my clean rag bucket over there or something, or I could put like the battery charger there, or I could put something there so that it wouldn't be around over here. Got wire loom too. That's the other thing I need to figure out what to do with. Yeah, there's just all sorts of fun stuff, and I need the room for all kinds of things. You know, I got like a pump jack I need to rebuild, or at least open up and make sure it's not worn out before we put it on the water well. I've got like oil to put in the gallon jugs. I just need space. So to start on this project, the first thing that I need to do is this right here. That is heavy. That is all cast iron. I need to pull these studs right in here. Is that just a bolt? That's a bolt. This is the actual stud. And then I need to pull those studs. And I'm going to pull these studs for the air cleaner. And then there's some back here that are also for the exhaust tubes on the pony motor. And I need to pull all that stuff and replace it. And then there's several studs on the pony motor itself that need to come off. Don't know that we'll get to that in this video, but the big goal for today is to get the studs pulled on this, get all these components rounded up, inspect them, see what all I need to do, what all I need to buy, and start putting a list together, because I'm tempted to either spend the money I have on parts for this or get another MyPillow. MyPillows are nice if you've never had one, but you know, they're still like $30. $30 will buy a lot of hardware for this. If you go to the Rock Auto studs may not be worth a crap, I don't know, but they're not very expensive. So to pull the studs on this, you might, because the threads are kind of not good. These are not getting saved. No matter what, these are not getting saved. This is actually one of the better ones. If we come to here, there's a hole right there. I may have to fix that. Is that a bolt too? Yeah, some of these are bolts and some of these are studs. And some of them are stuck on there good. So, get you in there. That's not in very good shape. And that's not in very good shape. None of these were in very good shape. I was afraid I was going to snap them, taking them off the machine. But I have a reasonable amount of confidence that they will come out. And to do that, on the small ones, we're going to use this special socket, stud pulling socket. At least I think it is. I don't know what else it would be. 3/8. Yeah, no. Yeah, 3/8 drive. Unless I'm stunned and that's 1/2 inch. Pretty sure it's 3/8 though. Oh no, it's 1/2 inch. Okay, well that's actually good that it's 1/2 inch because I'm probably going to have to get the breaker bar. I shouldn't hammer on that ratchet, but I'm going to. But we'll use the stud pulling socket to pull all this off. I'm not going to try and clean the threads up and put 2 nuts on and do it that way. I may have to. On these, I probably will, because I don't want to destroy these, even though, see, because like this one's not even threaded all the way through. So my thought is either corners were cut when these were replaced, or they're supposed to be like that because that's the only way stuff will go on. And on this D4, I have discovered that stuff generally is a certain way because that's the only way it would go on. So there's all this to do, which is what we'll focus on today. And then I've also got studs I got to pull on the machine. I've got a fuel system I need to rebuild for the starting engine, like the fuel supply that goes to the carburetor. I need to get a better fuel shutoff on it, better fuel filter, stuff like that, and then never run ethanol fuel through that damn thing again. That carburetor does not like that ethanol fuel.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
So we're going to get set up, and we're going to see how stupid I can look pulling these. All right, now, I've got a theory, and it's a stupid theory, but I've got a theory that this thing will come off without not too much trouble. There we go. Once I start on it, I'm going right out of the gate with the breaker bar. I'm not even screwing around with a ratchet. If I need to get a cheater, I will go get a cheater. There we go. Get that out too. Make sure I have plenty of room. And they are... Now see, you get them out, and the threads aren't too bad. It doesn't look awful, but it's rusted pretty good. And a couple of those exhaust pipes on that starting engine were... I guess there's only 2 of them in there. But they were flopping around. I don't remember if it was this one or this one. But, now I'm not going to lie to you. I've never used one of these before. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Or if it's even going to work. It may not work. Let's see here. I need to pull... Yeah, okay. I might just end up twisting it off. Who knows? Oh, nope. She moved. How about that? All right. Is it a bad omen that the first one came out without too much trouble? Yeah, that was a stumpy little bastard, wasn't it? Well, how do I get it off now? There's gasket. Well, to be fair, I did get it off. Am I supposed to put it in a vise or just beat on it till it comes loose? Well, let me figure out how to get the stud out of the damn socket, because this is making me look real stupid, and then we'll move on to another one. Okay, I figured it out. Let's use a screwdriver to pry on the damn thing. Works fine. Alright, now, that was one of the easy ones. Now, what we're going to be doing is working on one of these hard ones. All right, so this bolt right here has that chunk of cast on it. Now this ear goes on, let me think. All right, so this right here, scoot it back so you can see. That is where that bracket goes that the fuel rods ride on. There's that pivot that sits there. This ear is off of that, and excuse me, I don't know if it's easily fixable or not, but I gotta have it regardless. I mean, I can make it work as is. I could probably JB weld it together just to hold it, because there's really no tension on it per se, and there's enough left that it will hold on this stud. So as I'm moving the fuel rods around, it's not going to take that pivot and move it up and down. But still, I don't want a loose piece of irreplaceable cast iron just sitting there flopping around. I mean, you can't really get those pieces anymore. But so here's that bolt, by the way. It looks pretty good. And before anyone asks, no, I'm not going to be getting authentic Caterpillar bolts unless I have no other choice, because that stuff is expensive. So hang on. Is that the wrong way? I mean, it's not tight. It's coming right out. I'll bet it is. I'll bet I'm stupid. Yep. Okay, well, so far so good, but these aren't... This is actually one of the ones I figured would come out pretty easy. Another gasket. That one doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to reuse any of these, just so we're clear. Yeah, that one's actually not in too bad a shape. Come on, focus. Come on. Yeah. See, it's not too bad. Now, what are the chances that I could just come in here with channel locks and get that nut off? Oh. Okay. Comes right off. How about that? Huh. Mission accomplished. All those are pulled. So, for these, I'm going to have to put 2 nuts on them, I think, and try and pull them out that way, which is going to be difficult unless there is a non-threaded portion on them, like there is right here on this one. Nah, I'm gonna have to have a thing. May not be able to get... Oh, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get 2 nuts on that one. Really, any of these, there's no way to get 2 nuts on them, so I suppose I have to pull it all. Disappointing. Well, if the rest of those came out easy, these should come out easy too, right? Maybe. Don't mind my leg. Oh, there it moved. But it hit that bottom one. So, on one of these... Alright, so these... They alternate, it looks like. So you got a long stud in one corner, and then a long stud in the opposite corner. It's a real Mickey Mouse system they've got set up here. But we'll just keep trying to pull them the hard way. All right, well, all the studs are out of it. That took a little bit, and I think I figured out the trick to this. The trick is, once you get it set and you break whatever it is loose, you need to go back and tighten it so you can break the clamp free, because you can't always pry it out with a screwdriver. Then you break the clamp free and then you reset because your stud's already broken loose. Then you can go ahead and undo it the rest of the way and get this off of your stud pretty easy. But we'll organize them here a little bit. These four are the studs that came, this is what holds the air cleaner onto that intake pipe. And it looks like they are, I'm going to say 7/16 by 1.5 on the coarse end. And then it's probably 7/16 fine down here. So this is probably a 20. I'll have to get a tap and a die out to make sure. But I'll go ahead and order those. And some more nuts, I think. I can reuse these nuts if I have to. I just don't want to. Then where's the other one? Oh, yeah, over here. So these are the same size. One's just a little bit longer than the other. Now, and I'm going to take this off camera here so I can look at it. Now, these both have the same thread pitch and everything. So these look to be probably 3/8. I'm going to say 3/8 by inch, 1.25 inch. And then we have our gaskets. That gasket goes there. These gaskets are for the pony motor exhaust tubes. Then we have our small bolts here. I can get these replacement bolts anywhere. I can get them at Orscheln if I need to, because I'll probably use grade 8 at least. And then there's the other stud where the nut didn't come off, so I'll need 3 of those. And then this bolt is not in bad shape, but I'll probably replace it and then just set that aside. I don't want to get rid of these old cap bolts. The lock washers that go with these studs for the air cleaner, they're okay, but I probably won't reuse them. I think this one went with that. There's that ear. And this nut went on one of these studs. I'm almost certain. So, I got my work cut out for me. I don't think it'll be too bad to order this. And like I said, I'm going to go to Rock Auto and order the studs because, I mean, they should be fine. They're less than $1 a piece. And for no more than I'm going to get, they should be okay. If I have to cut these to length and then dress them with a tap, I can do that. See, initially I was going to buy like grade 8 bolts and then use a die and make what I wanted. And then I tested that on like a grade 2, and that was not fun. That was a lot harder than I expected. So I figured, well, crap, on a grade 8, I sure ain't going to be doing that. So I'm going to buy the studs and save some money getting them from Rock Auto, and I'll see if I can get some other stuff from there too, just to save on the shipping. So this thing here, we'll take a closer look at it. The threads themselves in here look okay. I'll chase them with a tap, and then I'll blow this whole thing out real good with compressed air. This here, there's a gasket on this. It's starting to come off. I'll probably make a new gasket for it. I got that nice gasket material. If I can get this off, or I can use a piece of paper and trace this and then get a new gasket cut there, then of course that's going to be getting a new one. And so is this one over here. To turn that, man, that's heavy. There. Now I don't think it's warped or bent or anything weird like that, but it is all cast iron, so that is a problem. Now these down here, where the air cleaner goes on, there's a gasket there that's not in horrible shape. I might make another one just for safety. I don't know what that hole is for right there. It's drilled on the back side, but I don't know what it's for. Same thing over there. Well, except over on this side, there's nothing drilled on the back here. There's just that gusset in there. But over here, there's a third hole drilled in the middle. I wonder what that was for. I may have to look in the book. I have the complete manual, the authentic Caterpillar overhaul manual for the D315 engine, which is what this is. This is a D315. And I've got the overhaul manual for it, and I got the parts book and everything that came with the tractor. But the service book I had to buy separately. So I'll have to look into that if I remember. So that didn't take near as much time as I thought, even though I probably... yeah, only about 20 minutes, I guess. I filmed a lot more than's going to be in the video, I imagine. So now that all these are... what else to do? I've been thinking about that starter. And I'm not going to put it on. And I'm not going to put it on for... well, I broke the adapter housing that goes on it. That adapts the starter, the gear on the starter to a belt pulley and... does the thing. I'm not going to bother with it, and it's a pain to hook up the jumper cables. I'm not putting the regulator and a battery back on it anytime soon. I doubt the generator even works, and I'm not going to mess with it right now. It's not important. The whole reason I started on this is because I wanted to be able to pull start it like a couple pulls instead of an hour and a half. But while we're down here, we will go ahead and grab this, and it's a little worse for wear, but I can rinse that out with some gas, well, or diesel. I probably should use diesel just to help. It's not bad. See, the problem is, even when the doors are closed on this shop, a bunch of dirt gets in, so I'm hesitant to clean everything up too much. Should I have covered it better? Yeah, I should have, but, you know, hindsight being 2020, I foolishly thought I would get back to this within a couple weeks of putting all this stuff in here, and I didn't. So, now that all that's done, I'm going to gather up the rest of the parts out of my pickup, get them all organized in here, and then might go ahead and go over to the machine and see what it looks like, because I haven't uncovered it in quite a while. Alright, so here we have the rest of the stuff. This is that pivot for the fuel controls. I still don't know where that... I still don't know where the one piece that bolts onto there went. Maybe I moved it somewhere. I don't know. It'll turn up eventually. It might be on the dozer still. I don't know. This right here is that adapter that the starter hooks into and then runs as belt pulley. And if you all remember, the reason it's not going back on is this crack right here. This was 100% my fault, and I was really stupid about this. I got mad because... multiple reasons, but I started hammering on this, and I missed a couple times with the ball peen, and, well, cast iron's not known for holding up when you hammer on it repeatedly, so this isn't trash. I mean, I'm not going to scrap it or anything. It's easily fixable. I could probably run it as is, and it's fine, but I'd rather not with the vibration and stuff. It'll have to be brazed or stitched or just welded back together, but that is far beyond my skill level. So that's staying off. I'm not putting the starter back on it. It's too much hassle. The starter itself works, and you know, when it does work, it's great. And if I had a tighter belt on it, it would probably work a lot better than it did. But hooking the jumper cables up and then trying to get it grounded just right to get just the right amount of juice going in, and it's a 6-volt system, and I'm trying to jump it with a 12-volt battery, and it was just kind of a hassle. And if the carburetor is fixed properly, then I should never have to worry about that. So this is the intake for the Pony. This is where it bolts onto the carburetor. And then this is where the air intake, or the air cleaner, goes. And then this is what's left of the fuel system, which I just kept for reference, but it's getting replaced. I'm going in with some nicer line. I'm going in with a proper inline shutoff. I'm bypassing the old sediment bulb because it's worn out. I need to do some work on it or get another one. And I don't have time or money for that right now. So yeah, that's the rest of it. And then a couple bolts and then the gasket. And this will all get cleaned up, of course, before it goes back on. The dirt in this state. You're never going to get away from the red dirt in the state of Kansas. You're just not. So that can stay on the floor. And between all that stuff and everything over here, just clean it up and should be ready to put it back on anytime. So let's go meander over to the machine itself and see what it looks like. The wind's starting to pick up outside, but we can at least go uncover the darn thing and see how it looks. All right, well, I got most of it uncovered. The air mattress was kind of stiff, but these air mattresses make good tarps and stuff if you're short of tarps. There's a dash. So, first impression, oddly enough, no rat's nests, so I guess Power Stroke Panther's been doing his job. That's where my good cheater went, my aluminum one. I'd run it across there so the hood wasn't resting on the starting engine there. So, the shop towel I put in for the coolant probe is still in there, so that's good. It doesn't look too bad. I don't see a big puddle of oil underneath the, well, not a new big puddle of oil underneath the machine. So all that looks okay so far. Spark plugs aren't destroyed, so that's awesome. Found the gas tank for the pony motor. This is what I'm going to replace, the shutoff and sediment bulb. I left it on there because I thought it would be handy, but it's not. It's just a pain, and it's just causing problems. I'll have to think on how I want to do this fuel system, and I may not have a solution until I get everything on there and I see what's going to work and what's not, because you don't have a lot of room to work on this thing, unfortunately. So, excuse me, there's that side panel for the engine, and if we walk around, I mean, everything doesn't look too bad. I figured there'd be a big old rat's nest in here, but I found the exhaust for the Pony. That's where that ear came off. It's supposed to go on right there. I forgot that the Pony motor exhaust pipe tied into that, so we'll set that there. And there's some of the throttle linkage right there. Now the fun part, let's go ahead and come up here and see about getting this off. Yeah, don't look too bad. That's where that thing goes. Yeah, it's actually pretty clean in here. As you can see, that's loose. This is still tight. I don't know whether or not I want to leave this or not. I'm still thinking about it. And then the carburetor goes right there, I believe. It looks about right. Carburetor goes there. This needs to come off so that I can put a new gasket on and some better fasteners. This thing right here is where that starting motor bracket would bolt on here, and then the motor would come in this way. It does not come off. It's all cast as part of this one piece, but that's okay. I'll leave it. Then there's the ignition switch down here. I might take that apart and make sure everything's good. Might put some dielectric grease in it. There's the compression release. So yeah, everything looks okay, and I don't remember. There's no movement on that, so we're still tight. I couldn't remember if it was still tight or not. It should have been. So, okay, everything doesn't look too bad. I don't think I'm going to mess with it today because the wind's coming up. And, okay, I will look at one more thing. Actually, I want to see how this housing here looks for the mag. Oh, it should be fine. I'm not gonna take that out. I'm gonna leave all that alone. I'm going to cover this all back up. If we look down here, those look to be the same 3/8 studs as everything else. I'll have to look in the parts book because generally that stuff is kind of to scale, you know, or at least Squatch 253 said it was. So, you know, I can at least get an idea of what those will be in size. If they look the same as the studs I pulled off that intake pipe, and they should be the same as the ones that attach it from here to the intake pipe. So as long as they're the same, should be good. And I go ahead and order, you know, a dozen or so of them and put them in, and we should be okay. But I'm not going to take any of this off until I've got everything ready. And then I'll make a gasket for all this out of that nice gasket material and just firm it up. I'm not looking to crank it down. The stuff's probably warped a bit, and I don't want to crack any of these flanges, which is probably what happened with that. So, not bad. I haven't looked at this in about a year, so we're good there. Spark plugs still look mint. They ought to be. They're brand new. And then there's some other stuff that we'll work on later. But not bad. You got the nice rust proofing back on it. So we should be pretty good then. So I think that's going to about do it for this video. Not really the best, but you know, it happens. Been busy with stuff. Cover that back up. Get her covered good anyway. Yeah, I've been busy doing stuff, and you know how that goes. So I'll get parts ordered, and then I won't be back on this until parts are here and I actually start reassembling stuff. So I know this wasn't the best, just kind of cobbled together at the last minute, but I wanted to do something on the Caterpillar so that you guys didn't think I'd given up or forgotten about it. It's still here, and I'm way behind. Everyone's making me look bad. They've all got their machines running. Squatch put that D2 of his together and got it running. Man, them cylinders are bad. And they're going to have to be rebuilt if I want to run them. Might be able to rebuild them. Well, no, these will have to be re-chromed. Or I could just get new ones. I don't know. Anyway, Squatch got that D2 of his running. And then Pacific Northwest Hillbilly got his D4 running. And I'm still sitting here with this. And I feel a little out of place. So we'll see about getting this thing running here in about the next month or so. No promises. I've got plenty of other stuff to do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here instead of going on for another 30 minutes. And I'll just be back in the future when I got parts and it's time to reassemble things.